Welcome in the sewing room. I'm on a Christmas tangent here in the end of September, 1st of October. I'm in full Christmas mode. I've got all these ideas I want to do with y'all for Christmas, and I know if I don't get them done now, y'all won't have time to do them, and I know you're going to want to do them, and you're going to go, she should have done that earlier. I know. So we've got a couple more. I've got some Christmas decoration ideas coming up in the next week, 2 weeks. So you're definitely going to watch that. This is another stocking that is so stinking cute. You're not going to believe how easy it is to do. So come along with me, grab you something to drink, to eat, sit back, relax, and let's go sew. All right, are y'all ready to get into this? This is the cutest little stocking. It's going to be, I think, when we get it all done. I've been cutting projects and putting them in totes, you all, so we've got them all organized. I'm trying, and that's really hard for me. Here's our stocking pattern. It's just like the one I did for our denim stockings. It's the exact same pattern, a little different size. Make it however big or small you want it. I just found a picture of the stocking online, printed it the size I wanted it, and cut it out. That's all you have to do to get a stocking pattern, you all. Doesn't have to fit anywhere. You make it as big or small as you want it. And here I cut it out of our our soil separator cloth. That's what this is. Makes the best pattern tracer ever. You use y'all are going to ask me about it, and I'm going to show it to you right here. It comes on a big roll, right like this. Y'all are always asking me about this. This is the best stuff ever. You get it at Lowe's or Home Depot. It's like $20 to $30. I want to say around 20 to 25. I don't think it's more, but depending on where you live, it could be. I think I paid 25 for it. It's real thin. You can see through it. You can see through it. And to trace your patterns with it, just lay it down on top of this. And the best thing to use for your pattern is a crayon, just a plain old Crayola crayon, or any kind. Doesn't have to be Crayola. Just a plain old crayon, and I've got several around here. I've got a whole box full over there. But I just use a crayon. And so if you're tracing a pattern, like a clothing pattern, it is great because if you want to trace multiple sizes, like when my daughter was small, all my Ella McCarn patterns came multiple sizes on one big sheet, and you traced each size. I could use a different color crayon, and I knew what pattern pieces went together. So that was handy that way. Here's the lining of our stocking. These pretty poinsettias, poinsettia, whatever you want, however you'll pronounce that. And then we've got some interfacing, and I've got a medium weight fusible interfacing. I got 2 pieces here. 2 pieces. And I also have 2 pieces, or one big piece, of, it's kind of like a crushed velvet, but it's real stretchy, okay? And I don't want my stocking to stretch. So I'm going to put the interfacing on the back of it so that it will not stretch, okay? So I'm going to go over here and press all this down on the wrong side to my stretchy velvet. See, look, it's kind of stretchy. See, it's really stretchy this way. See, you don't really want it to stretch. So, because I don't want it to stretch, I'm going to adhere this to it. You can put some fabric and batting in it and quilt it. That would be very pretty too. But I'm doing the easy peasy quick way with you all. So I'm going to do the interfacing, okay? So I'll be back when I get this pressed down. Okay, now we're going to cut it out. And I'm going to try to use my rotary cutter, my little bitty one. This is a 28, I think. And I don't normally do this, but I'm going to see. A lot of people do this, and they like to cut things like this. I never have really had a lot of success. So I'm learning, doing something new here. Never been good at going around curves, so this is a good test for me. Something simple to try. And then I got that slid out of the way. There. Did I do it? I did it. Yay! Yay me. Yay me. I did it. All right. Here's the front and the back of our stocking, depending on which direction you like them to hang. I like mine to hang to the right. Some people like them to hang to the left. Personal preference. You do whatever looks best in your house, okay? That is what you need to do. All right, now then, I got me a picture of a Christmas tree. Another one. I just found it online. Go online, Google Christmas tree drawing, outline, images, and search images, and you're going to come up with all kinds of them. Pick one out that you like. All you need is a shape. You can draw it by hand, freehand. If you want to, you can use any other shape that you want to use, okay, for this project. I think a tree is going to be so pretty on this, okay? So here's our tree. Now then, also for this project, we are going to use, oh, I've already got them all pulled out here. Oh, yes, I do. This is another piece of our soil separator cloth right here. Just another piece. You do not want to press this if it's wrinkled. You just want to kind of pull them out. Okay. Just kind of pull it out so that it all lays down there flat. And because this is so big, I am going to cut it because we do not need it to be that big. We can save that piece for something else. We can save that piece for something else. And now if I can find the Scotch tape, which I have a whole big dispenser full of Scotch tape somewhere. I do. I was going to tape this down. That is, if I can find the Scotch tape. Things got thrown awry up here one day and kind of got lost about. I do not know where the Scotch tape could be. I do not. So I'm just going to grab a piece of this tape right here because I just want to kind of tape this down, just to hold it in place so that it doesn't slip and slide on me. Okay? So you're just going to just tape it down. And see, you can see this through there. You can see right through. Bring y'all over here, turn you down, bring you down in real close. There you go. And a lot of you tell me, I can't see, I can't see. All right, now right here, this right here is what I've got already cut out. And to get these little shapes like this, some of mine are way too big for this project, like that one, unless you were to put it in the middle and go around it. And who knows what we're going to do when we get started. These are pieces of fabric. Right here are my fabrics. A lot of my fabrics. Here's one piece of fabric. See, this just came off of this piece of fabric like this right here. Same. See? And to do that, to get those cut out, you all have asked me, and I will do a complete tutorial of this when we do our bunny rabbit. You use this right here. And I've just got a big box of it because it was cheaper by the yard to order it when I knew I was going to need a whole lot than it was to order packages. If you do not need a lot, you can buy small packages at Hobby Lobby and possibly Walmart. I don't know. I haven't checked. But I do know you can get small packages of this at Hobby Lobby. I have seen it there. Um, so but I just ordered mine off of Amazon and ordered the whole 25 yards, I think is what came on here. And I've used a lot of it already. And by the time we get ready to finish up our collage quilt, I will have needed it. Okay. But it comes in 2 layers. It's got your sticky stuff in the middle between 2 layers of paper. You peel off the first layer of paper, you lay your fabric down and you press. Then you cut it out, and this has still got paper on the back. All of these still have paper on the back. And then I take a pen, just a plain straight pen, and I just score it, just like that. And when you do that, it just kind of gives you something to get a hold of, just like this. And then it's still sticky. It's got just a light repositionable stick to it, okay? So that you can stick these however you want them to go, okay? And then you just start laying these on here, and you want to follow your outline. This is how you make a collage tree or anything. I've got a project coming, stuff to do, a project that I'm so excited about. That, see, you just start layering them, just like this. Just pick them up and just start layering. Got a project coming. I'm going to do some pockets, and I'm going to do some collage quilting on the pockets of something. This is going to be so, so adorable. Right now, I'm just trying to get the edges so I kind of know where my tree outline pieces are and what I can do with them. I'm using a lot of holly because it is a tree. And you just, like I said, it's just so much fun. You just start sticking, and you can overlap them. You can overlap them. No worries. That's what makes it so much fun. You're like creating your own fabric. Kind of, sort of. Okay. Just going to stick him right here in the middle. Just like that. For now. Because if I want to change them, they just pick up. And I can move them around. Okay. Until you press it down again. When you press it the second time, it is stuck forever and ever till death do they part. And then this might stay even after death. Who knows? I don't think the stuff's been around that long to see. All right, I'm going to stick all my little pieces down, and I'll come back when I get them all stuck down, okay? Okay, it just took me a few minutes, not long at all, because this was not a very big design. But I got it on there. I had a cookie star that was just the exact size that I needed, so that was perfect. And I've just got them all stuck down here, just like this. Now then, I'll show you what we need to do here. First, I'm going to cut this so that I've got very little of this left around it. Okay, I'm going to cut it very close. So if you needed to do another one, there's your pattern. Now this stuff will disintegrate when it's pressed. It'll just all melt. but I don't want it to make a huge mess. So I like to cut away quite a bit of it. As much as possible. Because, you know, it just makes a mess as it disintegrates. Okay, there's our little tree. Now then, this is what I'm going to do with mine. I'm going to take me some steam machine right here. Pull me off a piece. I do not need a very big piece. Just about the width of this, which is just about this right here. All right, now then. Okay, now I'm going to show you what we do. Now come over here with me. Y'all can see good right here. You pull off one side of this, okay? Just like that. Then you lay this down, just like this, and it'll stick. Now then, I have a Teflon pressing mat right here. Anytime you're doing something like this, you need a Teflon pressing mat. You can get these off of Amazon. They're relatively cheap, and then stuff sticks to them when you're ironing, like your glues and junk and yuck and stuff. And then when it cools off, it just comes right off. But you want to press this down until it's all stuck. Turn it over and press it this way. Press both sides of it. I like to. See, there's some from another project. Trying to get all these edges around here where that stuff was so that it'll, you know, go ahead and melt down really well. All righty. Let that cool just a minute. Uh-oh. One little guy got left behind. Now all this, when it cools off, will just roll right up off there. This little guy, where did he go? I think he went right in there. Or maybe right up in here. Gotta lay it back down over here so I can see. I got him back where he went. He went right here. He went right here. Right there's where he went. All right, now then, let's peel this off. See, it's still sticky, which is good because you can stick it down and reposition it. Okay, see how all that other stuff just melted away? You can just kind of pull it loose now. right, is that all? No, right here's a little bit more along this edge. See, it just pulls. And some of this is steam seam and some of it is our soil separator cloth. All right, now then, see this right here, when it's cold, it just peels right up off there. See? You just take your fingernail and it'll just come right off. I usually let mine cool for quite a while. All right, now then, here's our stocking. Look at this. Is this not going to be the cutest thing ever? Now I'm going to bring it down just a little bit because I got to have a seam in here. I do. All right. We'll set this tree right about right here. Handy dandy Teflon mat. I've got another one right here because we've still got some of that here. We do not want it to get on our iron. And we're going to press and press and press. See, here's some from previous. Just want to press it down good. Okay. There, I got all that off now. Perfect. Perfect. Now that's all stuck down on there very nicely. See? Good and stuck. Is that not the cutest little thing ever? I think it is. Now then, let's come over here to the machine. All right, now then, I'm going to try to sew with y'all real close here on me, okay? It's not the easiest thing in the world to do, especially for me because I'm not accustomed to videoing from this angle. But you all have said you cannot see when I'm sewing, so I'm going to try to do better. So it may take some learning, but I'm going to figure it out. I have put on here my free motion foot, my quilting foot, and I'm going to drop my feed dogs. Right here are your feed dogs, and mine has a lever that you push and they fall down, and that disengages them, and then I can see how I can move my fabric freely underneath here. All right, and to do free motion quilting, you just want to do this right here, just move this. And I'm going to try to go around at least all the way around the outer edge and around each little seam in here, okay? And that way, you get them all stitched down good, even though they're going to stay just like this, because chances of you of it being washed, or at least washed very much, are slim. Pulling some of this off that's stuck because I don't want it on there. I don't want it to be on there. So, but the quilting on it will make it very pretty. Just got a pair of tweezers here, and I'm going right around the edge, pulling up this glue that's right around the edge. so that it will be all pretty when it's finished. All right, so here we go. And you just start sewing. And I'm going to get my gloves so that I can get a good grip on it. These are just some old cheap gardening gloves that I got at the Dollar Tree. My quilting is not the best in the world. And I know it's not very good, but you know what? It's fine. Because things are not perfect. And you kind of have to remember that in life, that things are not perfect and they're not going to be perfect. And you need to understand that nothing is perfect. we go. I got that quilted. And I know it's not perfect. And that's okay because nothing is perfect. All right, let me get the rest of our pieces and we'll get this thing put together really quickly. All right, now then, you want to take your two outer pieces, lay them pretty sides together, line them up around the edges, just like that. Take your lining pieces and lay them pretty sides together and line them up around the edges. Okay. Let me change out my foot and I'll be right back. Okay, now then, you want to stitch a 1/4 inch seam, size 12 or 14 needle, down so far, just anywhere around through here. You want to leave an opening so you can turn it. Okay, leave the top open on both pieces, and the lining piece you need to leave open right here along the edge. Oh, I need to raise up my feed dogs. Now then, there we go. Now we can go. Back stitch when you start and when you stop. Now this one you just want to stitch all the way around. Back stitch at the beginning and the end. Okay? Do not stitch across the top. You want to stitch down one side, around the bottom, and up the other side. Okay? All right. I'm going to have to take this out a little bit because it's sliding on me and I can't get it straightened back up like I want to. So, as ye sow, so shall ye reap. Isn't that the saying? All right, now then, let's see if we can get this. Let's put a couple of clips in it. Hold it. clips or pins or whatever your little heart desires. But this fabric is kind of silky and slidey, so I am going to clip it. The other, it didn't move on me. Cotton, it did not, but this is wanting to move, so we're going to fix it. Still wanting to slide on me. All right. I'm a little more than a little wonky, and this is off. I've got to redo this. I'm going to do this off camera, and I'll get it fixed.